2019 has been a year of ups and downs. I've made new friends, gone on some amazing adventures, and laughed harder than I ever thought I could. The year started out with many games of ice soccer. I got the opportunity to teach my friends how to cross-country ski.
Make babushka proud.
And we stayed the weekend in a chalet. Chalet. We played odds.
Grace has to chug your coffee because you're all the odds. 3, 2, 1.
7, 5.
Why'd you keep going? 3, 2, 1. 39. That's close enough. You should just do it.
I got to experience the beauty of Lake Ann Camp during the His House Winter Retreat.
Oh, crap!
For spring break, I went on a mission trip to Alabama. I fell in love with the city and my heart broke for it as well. While I was there, I got to meet the greatest country singer of all time. Well, kind of. I had the best time at the after-school program, Common Ground Montgomery, and perfected my painting skills. And we can't forget about the best Southern barbecue.
You know, I got some ribs.
One of my best friends was baptized and I cried like a baby. We had a Hawaiian party. I turned 20. When our snow started to go away, I decided I hadn't had enough and traveled to the UP to visit my friend's brother at Michigan Tech.
Going up to Northern Michigan Tech for the weekend.
We hiked a lot of trails and saw a lot of waterfalls. I journeyed to West Virginia for the first time and fell in love with the winding roads and scenery. We played games, met some lemurs, and found the adventure of getting lost.
Hello?
I'm
Are
really
you
scared
recording
right
right
now. Really
Dude, we're on the top of a cliff right now. Look at how steep this is. We all just laid down and took a picture. So that's a little questionable.
Oh my goodness.
Bye, Gracie.
Bye.
At the end of the school year, I cried when I realized that I would be away for a few months from the ladies that had become my family over the past year. A week later, I packed my bags and headed to Wisconsin to begin my summer training. I was united there with 10 other people that would share in the unique experience of serving in West Virginia with me for the summer. I made my first sidewalk and learned how to better public speak. After a week of training and feeling not at all prepared, I set out with my team to one of the most beautiful states I have ever visited. The summer consisted of many long days, construction projects, hunts for the Mothman, laughs, growth, pranks,
Okay, so what did you guys do?
So we put food coloring on all of their sandwiches. First, like spots to make it look like mold, but we just covered it on Jackie's since she's the main target, just so they know that it was us. He is.
And I realized that God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies those that he calls. I learned what real spiritual rest was and created friendships that will last forever.
You rock. If you're ever feeling down and lonely, just remember you can always call me. And if you're ever feeling down and lonely again, just remember that I'm so funny. Just look at videos of us together because we are so funny.
I painted, redid floors, stained, and turned myself from a construction baby to a construction 6-year-old. On the weekends, we explored the beautiful state through camping, swimming, and jumping off cliffs. As the weeks went on, we went crazy, but we did so together. We developed new accents and characters and laughed at everything until we were on the floor and we couldn't breathe. Every week, my students challenged me to think deeper about the world and surprised me what they were going through and how hard they were willing to work. At night, we would come back and conduct worship with the students. Clinton and those that live there will always have a place in my heart. In August, we headed back to Wisconsin and attended a banquet as one of the last things our team would do together. You better believe I cried as everyone left to go home. After the summer, I journeyed home for about a week, where I stayed with my family. Then, it was time for me to head back to the WoHo. I attended my first Jonas Brothers concert with some of the best ladies, and I'm not even ashamed of how loud and frequently I was screaming.
Liz, where are we going?
Oh,
We're going to the Jonas Brothers concert.
we're so excited.
We're going definitely.
I went to as many football games as I could. House retreat was a blast.
Welcome to the Six Sisters Ranch. We have yet to identify the sisters.
We learned how to lead and grow in fellowship with each other. And Holly and I started a cooking show that took place every Tuesday night.
Welcome to an episode of Cooking with Holly and Bailey.
Are you supposed to
cooking
drink
show
this?
where something always goes wrong.
I started leading a life group with one of the best people you could ever meet. Words cannot express how much these ladies have encouraged me during the last semester. For Halloween, I went to a trunk and treat and dressed up as Batman. I traveled to Chicago with my mom and sister and got to see the beautiful Christmas lights. I met my cousin's baby. We had an ugly sweater party at the WoHo. And the semester ended with Marissa moving out of our house. Gonna miss you, Aunt Marmar. So here's to a 2019 that has far exceeded my expectations. The amount of growth that this year has allowed is crazy. It wasn't all highs, but the lows allowed me to trust that God has everything in control. So, if C.S. Lewis was right when he said, there are far better things ahead than any we leave behind, I can't wait to see what this next decade brings.